Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, this button right here says steam. Excuse me. Excuse me. And that's it. That's set it and forget it. Cha-ching. Interesting recipe tonight. It's kind of an experiment. I haven't made this in a long time. Pancakes. Okay. Next part is going to be the steaming of the squash. Actually, wait a second. If we're going to be frying it, we might not need to steam it. Maybe we'll steam it slightly. I'm trying to think, because we don't want it to be gooey inside. So we got to kind of cook out the moisture. So let's steam it. This could be an epic fail, guys. We're just gonna do our best. We got the flax. Got the flax, egg and such. So actually, wait, I'll do this right here. This, Cathy, I'm going to do because I don't want you to accidentally cut yourself, since I don't actually know what I'm doing. I mean, I do, but there might be a better way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to look it up right now. What you could look up, like how to get the barnacles off of a kabocha squash. But I don't think it's a huge deal. Just do a little knife skinning. The parts that look like dirt. Or something that you might not want. Gonna be very hard for me not to eat this, guys. Once it comes out of the steamer, this is a fucking delicacy. It's called a kabocha squash. I know the camera's probably shaking around. I didn't think that the cutting would be shaking the same spot where the camera is. Ooh, this.
Is that the same one that's the sweet potato? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they were talking about mashed potato squash.
Oh yeah, mashed potato squash, huh?
Yeah. She says that she gets a farm box from the farm every week.
Yeah.
And in the box is, because she only eats, like,
she doesn't eat potatoes.
she eats vegetables, mostly. And she's talking about how she's tired of eating kale because in the box they always put kale, and she's done everything that she can with kale.
Yeah. Well, kale's not even a food.
Yeah, so she's tired of kale, but she said if they gave her this mashed potato squash instead of that, she wouldn't mind because she loves the mashed potato squash. And she said that when she cooks it, when it comes out, it's like a mashed potato.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's called the mashed potato squash?
That's what I was gonna look up, the name. I wanted to see if I wrote it down. No, I was gonna look it up online to see. I know she said the name of it, but all I got was mashed potato squash.
Oh, so the name, like, because sometimes they have things like ambrosia apple or Granny Smith apple or butternut squash, you know? Like
yeah, so I'm gonna see.
Is it the actual name? Or is it just a nickname?
Once baked and fluffed, this squash looks just like its namesake and is a healthy and fulfilling alternative to the real thing.
Yum.
White acorn squash.
Ooh. I like acorn squash. Hell yeah.
Yes, the same acorn squash that you typically see with green skin and orange squash is now in a white variety that when cooked looks a lot like mashed potatoes. So I was like, oh, that sounds good because
people like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I liked, well my favorite was like twice baked potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's kind of like what we're doing right now. We're gonna steam it and then fry it.
Yeah.
Well, we try to at least.
And then my mom used to make au gratin potatoes.
Au gratin. What's that? Is that like home fries? I'm trying to think. Thinly sliced, right?
She used to make a lot of different things with potatoes.
You like the au gratin?
The au gratin was little circles.
Right.
With a cheese sauce.
Right.
And
cheese fries. I used to like that.
I had a mandolin and I used to cut.
Ooh, mandolin.
I
wish I had a mandolin.
Cut the squash, but I also would cut my finger.
Ooh, bro, that is a serious.
So the mandolin wound up.
The mandolin is a serious hazard.
Yeah.
Because that's not just a cut. That is a section.
Yeah.
If you cut yourself, first of all, they're usually very sharp.
Yes.
And second of all, it cuts off you. It doesn't like.
Yeah, I was home by myself. I took it out. I started to cook food by myself. I cut my finger. I was like.
Welcome back to the stream, guys. We started it back up. I wanted to give Cathy some time, whether or not she wants to talk about her story. We got a really great recipe going on here. We're gonna attempt, might be a fail, we're gonna attempt pancakes. Sorry, I need to cut you off.
It's okay. Yeah, so I wound up cutting my finger. And I was sitting there, and it just kept bleeding and bleeding and bleeding. I put pressure on it, still wouldn't stop bleeding. So finally I took and I called Mike and I was like, I cut my finger and it won't stop. And I was starting to, because I was sitting there looking at the blood, watching it, knowing that I was losing blood, I started to get a little like nauseous.
Yeah.
Or faint.
Right.
Faint-headed. because I was like, I don't know how much blood I've lost. And luckily, I didn't ask for the last ring.
Yes. It's called a kabocha squash. You been missing these, Daniel? Welcome back, man. Kabocha squash, Master Luki's favorite.
We don't have the mandolin anymore.
Tragic.
Because too many things happened with it.
Oh, so you got rid of it for safety reasons. We're making pancakes, guys. We're gonna use a flax egg. We're gonna use millet, cooked millet. We're gonna use coconut sugar. What else? What else? What else? Cinnamon, maybe. Yeah, pancakes. So we're steaming the kabocha squash. We're cooking the millet. That's going to be the body of the recipe, like the flour, so to speak. And then the egg is going to be the flax and the chia. And you know, we got sugar to sweeten it. We got a little bit of cinnamon, maybe. Let's see. See how she goes. It's 11:02 a.m. here. Cool. Australia.
help people from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know where the coach is. I don't know where Tony is. Not Tony Robbins, but a different Tony that was doing his practice coaching with me. I don't know where he's from, but he's from another country.
Can't tell by his accent.
No, I'll have to ask him this week when I do my next practice.
So much.
This
Where
is
he's
on.
from. He's traveled all around though. I've seen his pictures.
Yeah,
Let me
buddy.
see. Let me look at his profile and see if I can see if it says
See, where you from?
where.
Yeah. I'm so glad to connect with you, mate.
Ricky.
Hey, David.
Hey, mate.
Dr. Joe. Thank you
He's
so
from the
much.
UK.
Yeah.
I'm so glad to connect with you, mate. I always think about you because I tell people all the time you saved my life. Like, I think it's 5 times now. Every time I revisit your work, and I'm like, I would only be able to describe it by like, for me, it's my life is so important to me, my health, and the fact that you're such an influence to help me to be like my best self in many areas, not just my physical health, but whole brain functioning, things like that. It's just overall my whole life has improved. Of course, the physical, as an athlete, I focus a lot on that, but I connect with different people. Not just in fitness, but also like sales. And one lady that I recently, she asked me to ask you a question. She has done Tony Robbins training. And I know you have a lot of background into the research behind like brain function that a lot of speakers use. And I thought like,
Which distinguishes whole brain functioning from NLP, where that is that what was taught where NLP was just some physics, which the most component which cannot yet be considered, which whole brain functioning considered well and truly, is the meta system. Meta meaning over the top of, rather than a sub-modality. And that meta-modality is the vestibular sense. And so your whole body movement, or anyone else's in your language, and if you're in the present, you can, well, I have an instrument called a judge instrument, which somebody can learn how to read another person's behaviour, and you can learn how to look at transcript to see a whole range of things going on in the transcript, and you can determine whether someone that had a central organised nervous system wrote that, or it was a hodgepodge put together by AI at the moment. Because the big thing in NLP and the things that's like this is that the vestibular sense, which is the sense of integration, is the poorest research bit, but that I could see where it was, and this is something a great contribution to the area, because it's really the vestibular sense which I've been educating people about for a long time, back since the late 70s, and because of exercise physiology and things, and looking at how to look at behaviour itself, and the neurology that was within this all comes along to come to be, and today we can here see quite a bit there, where if you have copies for anything, it should be wise that you would consider, using active language, and you're knowing how to use a better command, but also every other pattern to some advantage and benefit, yes? So the listener can be attaching to her or his ongoing experience something is very meaningful more for the listener. So you're using listen speech as you can, right? So it's like, it's not generated from yourself, but it's a generation that's coming from the listener itself. So it's a very different sort of a speech.
right. I've heard you say that before. So it's like, are we thinking? Is this coming from beyond our body? it's like the language is coming from inside the physical, like when you use it.
So well, first, matter doesn't just fall off in a three-dimensional state, but used to go into other dimensions. A fourth dimension is plasma, which everything is composed of. If you go all the way down to a JC quantity, going down to 10 to the minus 71 in centimetres square cubed, and you've got a jubbit, which is a shape, which is a scalar shape, which is a triovoid shape, which has got a dimension exact, and it's a residuum or JC quantity is where you've got two light waves that are superimposed, and you have a fractal, which is one's divided by the other, and the one on top that you're dividing is plus or minus, so you've got the smallest unit that is, and that's what a JC quantity is, I've just explained. And that's the smallest fixated optic code is solid conduction, you see, and that's what super gravity and speeders and things can get it jump and lift and slide. Yes. But the vestibular sense is when you're going forward, back, up, down, in, out, whether you're associated towards something at the present or dissociated, whether you're congruent, because there's a parallel processiveness, and how the vestibular is organised, that parallelism, where processing is, and then integration itself is integration and flow between the parts, and associatedness is how present are versus, you're not really here perhaps. So wakefulness is really a complex phenomenon, and there's lots of bits go into it, isn't it? Because like when somebody wakes up, it can take a moment for the world to probably have crept in, but that world that somebody has is the world. That's the world that they have within themselves. And so as much as what that world is really in reality and what the world is inside you, matched, it's sort of like you've got a balanced sense of being. And I was witness your birth, you see. I is in the fourth dimension, like 4D printed from all of us who are living. And all of us who are living, we have I, and so that I is in the ether, which is an adjacent quanta. And this witnesses your birth. And so this is eternal because it's as empty as space is, you see. And that's I. And then when you look around, it's all the planets and celestial bodies and all part of your own self. And so when somebody examines where the body is, you'll see that we have a body that's beyond our own body. And so that's so important. Everybody could be aware more of what.
Blessing, fantastic. We're making pancakes.
Everybody becomes no body more rather than trying to be some body, you see. But where emptiness is, it's like somebody could be in the present, you can't say because it's unwrapped. And if you're not thinking, you're in the moment, well and truly, because you're the most receptive, you see. Yes? And so awareness is about how receptive you are to patterns, and that awareness is way over the top of what you're conscious of. Or you could explain, this awareness is way more than what's inexplicable. And so awareness is beyond the things that are seen someone has, and beyond things felt as well. See? So someone could be taken to these realms. And awareness is over the top of sleep. So sleep really is just when memory, there is no association between memory anymore. So that's a state in neurology, deep sleep, like death, if somebody just falls asleep. And so then there's dreaming, and that's sort of like a slight spindling of memory, but not really loose, but stunned, just yes. So that these two states, deep sleep and dreaming, is sort of limited. And now wakefulness is pretty limited too. Awareness is over the top of these three states. Wakefulness itself is only 7 plus or minus 2 chunks of information at any one period of time, so it's sort of limited. And what's in those channels below that your random sending generator has picked from words, and what weightedness is where the word is and things. The vestibular sense is one of the primary organs that sets that weight. And so
and what wordedness is that relate to this, you see, yes, emotion and whole body movement. So to give you an example, somebody was playing out of their brain, meaning they weren't thinking while they were doing something, and when anybody is an exceptional brain function, you don't have any inhibitory senses of your brain functioning. Anyway, okay, it's just something very small. Maybe what's a good question?
I always listen to how to really get. I know there's so much more to learn. That question was for me because I do watch a lot of, try to watch a lot of educational videos and some of the topics that interest me. Besides,
Paris, we got millet,
my physical health, I think
millet,
there's something about
kabocha,
when you speak,
and there's more, flax, chia.
type of nutrition. So that, just to ask one more question about it, is it this tri-oval shape, is that doing something kind of like the beetle to my consciousness or something like
It's yeah, if you could imagine that a shape fits into space, and so that shape, there is no, it's blacked out, let's say, if it was black shape, and then you put it into space, it would black everything out completely, because it's the shape that fits in space. There's not any another shape that fits in space, you see. There's not another shape that can have a scala shape, make all the different sorts of shoulders and manifold and, smooth contour versus different types of surfaces and things than one scala shape. It's the same as if you fit 351 degrees into a circle, which is good because now you can fit exact 26 divisions, but it fits exact, you see. So this is what adjactive quanta is about. It's more to do with resonance itself and a grand unified totality versus a theory. And so it's just based in a quanta. And so that's kind of, it would be my field for quite some time before I saw that how could I talk to anybody in the field too much about it, because most of these people were a bit more nerdy, studying math and things. But I couldn't really have a conversation with a normal person. So
Kabocha? I'll show you. You sticking around or are you leaving?
It's unbelievable, including math itself and then the logarithm that we have to sign, which we do. Yeah,
Millet.
the logarithm, which is an all or nothing phenomenon, and so part of the reason why you would put things in terms of something to get passed on, isn't it? And so where something is anchored, what does it do? But does it cause integration, what was anchored?
All right, Pyro, you got it.
So that it's automatic afterwards, and so you
Hang in there, Paris. I'm going to show you.
feel whatever it was, which was stress, but you've got more relaxed shoulders and more relaxed tummy, and something is quiet nearly down more. But could it be that, like the verb in here, how much is a verb is used, and what is going on where things are now, this is ever more present, of course, and so how somebody using their clauses of time to complete things where things are, but some skill can be useful more, someone's very good at clauses of time, and they're very good at associating someone to a subject matter, and dissociating them away from something, and this sort of thing, by using direction, yes? And so the vestibular sense is your whole body movement of direction, and so always association is because you're going forward and toward things, which is very important and heaviness, and you get whole brain functioning as a result of it, because the septal region fires as you feel good and pleasant, and it connects you limbic region, which is the emotional center of your brain, to the frontal cortex, and your frontal cortex is only gone out of anatomy implicating interest.
Wow.
So when somebody languages something even here, if you can get agreement, and if I focus on agreement, then this is going in the frontal cortex. If somebody's not focused on getting agreement, they're not in their frontal cortex. And so the fact that it will inspire creative influence in the future could be not so much there. It's just a little bit like information coming in down at an ankle level, which is corporate, and it's just about sales of weapons or something like that, but it's not really got to do with the lives in Gaza or lives in Ukraine and the lives of people where they will put at stake. And isn't it everybody is put at stake, you see, because of some condition. And how could somebody say that a condition exists for others but not for you or I? It's like immediate agreement, because neurology shows that you're in whole brain functioning. And if somebody's not seeking agreement with their adversary, it absolutely shows that they're not in their frontal cortex. So these are patterns that somebody can learn how to do, because like many have been hardwired to something else, and that's not the path of least resistance whatsoever, you see, yeah? And grovelness, everybody would agree, is a sword, and that's the bloodiest, most useless, ridiculous thing.
Oh, tell me how you really feel.
It means just grovel. But where's your heart, and where's your military council? That's right there in Palestine, Israel, and places which should be wise that it is. So you've got public opinion coming through and assisting policy made. And so there you've got news, which is all about with the people and the rights that you and I have. Yes? Rather than just an employee's right, which is wrong. That could be monocracy, where somebody's just right to be the bridge to be under a corporate contract, and so now they're only being treated as a corporate being, and you're not a corporation. What does that mean? It means that you're just being treated like a number, like a chair, or like a utility company, and that's communism outright of itself, and fascism is the definition of mixing up the living with the dead, yeah? So you can't mix those two things up where any service is done. That's wrong. And when you have it like that, you've got a mess, huge. Why? Because you've got something that doesn't have any central organised nervous system whatsoever above you and I who do. And so this is ridiculous. Yes? So once you could learn a little bit more about whole brain functioning and this sort of thing, you can see where somebody is making things positively, where they focus on the greater good, where is this so, and or is it not in reality? Like somebody says it was, or would be, it might be, but where it is, please, it has to be. All the contracts in the world are null and void because this doesn't exist. Also too, all the contracts just about should be fixed up because why? They all should have a proper lawful name, not a legal name for where anything is, and just a fiction. Okay? Because that's just lying to the sense, which is abide by law. It's not of, which is international law, and it's not from, which is the highest law, and that's from the land. There's only one court, and that's the Supreme Court, and that's we the people. That's not a body of people that was put together from, that wasn't selected. No, we never selected any of those people, and then elected also is not a good thing, is it? But what the system is, we should cherish where we are and to grow from this and to change things toward a better future, and we can have positive inductive currency, and that's how it should be. And you're the real estate, not...
Speakers dead. Essentially, he's telling me to forget about Master Lucky Brand.
Oh, wow.
That's what I hear. All this stuff about corporate, putting the dead above the living is like me treating life as a business. So instead of that, he wants me to do something else, I guess. But the native, they won't tell you outright anything. They have to tell you something, and you come to your own conclusion.
Right. Yep. That's how everybody's done that I've coached with.
Okay, you haven't had millet before? Wow. Yeah, lentils are doo-doo. Comparatively. It's a narrow gate, bro. Whoever said they're delicious and nutritious, it's a narrow gate. Imagine you take a journey of a lifetime and you're just a couple of degrees off. That's the metaphor. Of course, some things are worse. But a lentil, as far as I know, is too risky for me. Maybe it wouldn't kill me one time, but I gotta think about my brain, you know, because I know peanuts is not a good example because they're so toxic, high in aflatoxin. But last time I had peanut butter, it was really not a good experience for me. It might not be the best example, but I don't know. It's like degrees. Lentils are not as bad as a lot of other stuff, you know, but they have indigestible protein. Mental imbalance, yeah. That's what I thought. Okay, oh yeah. Kabocha, baby. I'm gonna give you a little taste, Cathy. I'm gonna put the salt on the side in a pile,
Sure.
so you can put as much as you love or not. That's a lot of salt, but anyway. Kabocha squash, my favorite. All legumes, Martello. There's no legumes on the Live Food Certified menu. Mmm. What smells so good? Oh, that's the papaya. Knox. Wait, hold on, I can't hear. Hello? I can't hear anything. Hold on. Where is the volume? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. What's up, Knox?
Nothing much now. Just had a bit of a busy day.
Cool.
Worked out and everything. Had hiccups like crazy. So, during the conversation, I'd like to start giving things fair warning.
You had hiccups all day, bro? Or you just got them now?
Yeah, because I've been having, acid reflux, and they gave me this medication. My throat, like, that medication, like if you have acid reflux, it like makes you just have what you would call it, hiccups all fucking day. And not gonna lie, it's been in and out all day. Sucks.
Acid reflux? Damn, bro.
Yeah.
I can help you with that if you want.
Oh really? Is there like
For sure.
a remedy or something?
Yeah, I mean, if you understand what acid reflux is.
Yeah, it's basically like when the acid from your stomach goes up because you've been eating too much spicy food. Because like I'm a big fan of like eating spicy stuff.
Nah, it's not from spicy food, bro.
Where's it from?
It's from improper ingredients.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that probably explains this. Some of the produce that I got was a bit, I don't like it, mushy and all that. But like I'm the guy that adds like sriracha to the salad too. So there's that.
Yeah. No, that's good. Sriracha,
Wait, what's up?
sriracha, can cause acid reflux, but not because of the pepper. It's because of the other stuff.
Oh. I've never really thought about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, pepper is not. Pepper is alkaline forming. It's not acid forming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just like lemon. Just like lemon. You know, lemon. They say it's a citric acid, but it's actually alkaline.
Oh, okay. Well, this explains why, like, the whole, like, water alkaline thing levels. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, like if you have acid reflux, and you take lemon, it will go away.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a shot right now if it gets bad again. Because, like, right now it kind of died down. I've been just mainly drinking Coke. But yeah, my aunt and uncle, they're just so done with me just hiccuping out loud. So I saw the stream like earlier. It was you, Sir Doyle, and some other lady there.
Yeah, Cathy, she's still here.
Oh, that's cool. Are you still streaming?
We're still streaming. I started a new one. I started another stream. It's not the same.
I saw that because the cooking one right there.
Yeah, so I started another stream for this recipe.
Nice. Where's Sir Doyle at?
Home.
Oh, you went home.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What are you up to?
So tell me right now, I'm just about to play a game called Payday 2. You ever played it?
What's it called?
Payday 2.
Payday?
Yeah.
No, what's that?
So Payday is basically a game where you go around robbing banks. You're these like underground like bank robbers from the dark web, and you go stealing like jewels and shit. You do all these heists, and like you have a bunch of contractors. Some of them are like Russian mob dudes.
So what is it, like 3D, third person?
No, it's first person. Yeah.
Oh, first person. Interesting.
Yeah. You can customize your guns, you can buy armor, you can get tools that can help you steal better. You should.
Interesting.
Like, I highly recommend it, man. It's a fun ass game. I mean,
What?
I play it when I have the time after I've, completed all my other, like, chores and
Duties.
shit.
Yeah.
What I've got done for the day.
Good man.
What about you? Are you into video games?
I like Fortnite. I like Ace Combat, and the other one?
Fortnite.
And Ace Combat.
I've never heard of Ace Combat. I know what Fortnite is, but
Ace Combat is a
Ace Combat.
jet fighter.
Oh, okay. Might give that might search it up, but it sounds interesting.
It's fun. I got a little, because my son likes flying. So, I wanted to kind of like have a game that maybe he'd be interested in. So I got a joystick for $20. Like a little Logitech joystick, flight stick.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I don't really play it that much, but I have it. Those are the only 2 games I really play.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I played like a whole lot of different games. What about Elden Ring? Have you played Elden Ring?
Yeah, my son likes that. He's playing it right now.
Oh, hell yeah. How old is your son?
My second son, he's 2009, 15.
Oh, okay. Hey, I played Elden Ring. I finished the game 3 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
3
'cause
times,
it's one
huh?
of those games where, like, if you complete it once, it saves all your level and skills.
Yeah.
You can play the game as much as you want.
Hold on 1 second, Knox. Alright, sorry.
That's alright. Guess you would wonder, right?
Yeah, we're trying to make a pancake recipe, and you're talking about acid reflux and stuff, and one of the causes of acid reflux is cooked food. So it's a risky endeavor. We're gonna see. If Cathy says that it bothers her stomach, we might have to change it for next time. Could be a transitional recipe. You said bullshit? Oh well.
Just so that you know, sometimes you'll just hear me just randomly say a bunch of random stuff. That's because I'm just reacting to the game.
Yeah.
But you ever just play a game, you're like, oh shit, randomly just,
I got you.
Oh, that's cool. How did you meet that then? Did you friend of yours since you're the
We met. I thought we met on set of Almost Mercy.
We met because on set first. I think we did, and then I took and saw an event for life food thing, and then that's when I asked you to come and train and learn how to cook food.
You heard? Slow down.
Because I was eating barely anything at all. Yeah, because I got diagnosed with a condition and I had to cut my diet, and I cut my diet, but I wasn't sure what to eat. So
That must have been hard.
it was hard, yeah. because nobody that I knew could help me because everybody ate meat, everybody had sugar, everybody had dairy, and I couldn't have any of that anymore. Yeah, and I was personal training at the time, and my coach was like, sorry, I can't help you with that. I'm not vegan, I don't plan on going vegan, so you're gonna have to find somebody else to help you with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was tough.
So you've gone on some vegan diets before too, right?
Yeah.
Alright, and how was that like? Did you enjoy it overall? Like, what was your experience?
I actually didn't have a problem transitioning with it because at the time I was very upset and angry, and because my friend died from a heart condition from taking antidepressants.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and he died the day before his birthday, and what made it worse is that he told me, like, I don't know how long before, that he was really depressed and he was thinking about suicide. And so when I actually got a text message telling me from his sister that he passed away, it sparked a raging fire inside of me, and I started boxing, martial arts, then I changed my diet, met Luke, so, and that's how I dealt with it. Instead of going to the doctor and getting prescribed medication or whatever, I turned to other things.
One more second, guys. Yeah, so yeah, vegan is one thing, and then it's like a step in the right direction because you're cutting out. Even going vegan is a form of a cleanse. A lot of people lose weight. There's a movie called What the Health Do We Know, and it's all about how people go on a plant-based menu and get off all their drugs. You know, for like blood pressure, and also it goes into how the food industry and the pharmaceutical industry are like in bed together. It's one of the first documentaries to do that. Of course they try to debunk it, but it is the reason why they can debunk it or try to debunk it is because it's a partial truth about going plant-based. Because even if you went on a 100% live food certified menu, which this recipe right here is kind of a transition. If somebody doesn't have a dehydrator and they only have a stovetop and maybe a blender, maybe not. Maybe they don't even have a blender. You can mix things up. You can chop things and mix things. Wherever somebody is, we can get them on a program that's going to help them heal. But the next step is the cleansing. So Cathy has already lost weight, not just from the first time we met 10 years ago, but since the next time we connected, which was like a couple months ago. Noticeably, people have been telling her.
Yep.
And that's because, we did tighten up the menu a little bit, but also we did her first flush. That's her first flush, right?
Yeah.
First flush.
10 years ago, I lost weight too. And I
Yeah.
didn't,
That's what I'm
we
saying.
didn't do a flush.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you lost weight back then, and then you kept it.
So, like, that might you could help with, like, you mentioned that, like, certain oils to be drugs and all that.
No, he's not addicted to drugs. He's on drugs for his Tourette's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So because because of the side effects, he wants to get off the drugs. But we have to get him off to fix the Tourette's. We have to fix his gut condition, because that's the reason why he hasn't healed the Tourette's, is because he hasn't healed his gut. So food is part of it, and then the second part of it, once you fix the menu, is to actually flush the organs, clean the organs out. It's just hard because neither of them live here, so we gotta make food in advance, like a meal prep. So we're trying to put together like a concept where wherever somebody is, they can do this program. Whether it's following along or purchasing something that helps, like, a box of food or a box of ingredients or
Yeah.
a recipe book. And then coaching. Cathy's the coach, so she's trying to establish an online coaching
In person.
lessons.
And for, like, a lot of your viewers to,
Say it again, Knox?
very respectful.
Say it again?
So that you do offer,
Yeah.
you do offer spiritual oil, even your viewers too, man. But I respect that. Because, like, there's not a lot of friends that will do that for their friends where they, like, hey, you guys are like roommates or something, cook healthy dinners for you to help you with your gut, they'll be out here for that and all that.
Right.
So, yeah,
You recommend it? Let's go.
oh, I said that's respect. I respect that. I respect that you're helping out your friend and all that. The
Ooh.
viewers
Holy, it got hot.
that take your advice and everything. What's the
yeah.
thing that got you into the healthy lifestyle?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see. So the first thing is gonna be my dad. My dad and my mom. My dad became a vegetarian. And my mom made the food, because he worked, so she made the food and she made what he asked. Which, vegetarian at the time was, like I was saying, a step in the right direction. And he also had a library, so We're muted. Sorry, guys. I wonder how long that was going on. If it's too much acid, the life that grows out of that condition is going to develop a outer shell of something called calcium phosphate, and that is a crystal which contributes to like cellulite, stiffness in the muscles, cataracts. It's an overall condition. It could be expressed as different symptoms, but it's all one condition. So I forgot what got me into that topic, but basically the cleanse that we do, it gives your body's ability back to keep the acid alkaline balance through the products of the liver, which then allows the intestinal flora to be optimized, like it's supposed to be. And those bacteria produce all the neurotransmitters for brain function. So for somebody like Sir Doyle, the things that he needs to have proper brain function are going to be produced by that healthy bacteria. But first we gotta clean out the unhealthy bacteria and the debris that's in there. So Sir Doyle and Cathy and anybody I connect with, we act as a team because I also am healing. I'm a little further along the cleanse. Like, I already did the liver flushing. I haven't had a cheat meal in 10 years. Haven't had a non-life food certified meal in 10 years. But I have to rest. I actually have to rest my intestine. So I can't even eat. But if it was just me, by myself, what's going to stop me from eating? Like, it's not because I'm not self-destructive. I'm actually quite self-destructive. But because I'm working with other people, it's like I want to be strong for them. I want to be...
So they give you a reason to keep on moving.
It gives Sir Doyle and Cathy and, people I connect with online and stuff like that. It's like, what's the word? External, not validation.
So like your duty.
Duty, yep. Keeps you honest. Forgot the word. External something. Anyway, you get my point, right?
I get your point, yeah.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
First.
I might try and flip this pancake over. I don't know. Not looking good so far, but I won't give up, Cathy. We're gonna try.
Yeah.
So,
How'd you get interested? Knox?
well, for me, I mainly, my lifestyle when it comes to like eating, I'm definitely like a meat eater. Mainly because I'm trying to bulk and all that. But I'm a huge fan of Mike Mentzer. I don't want to be like a bodybuilder, but I really want to, I'm a huge gym goer, and I want to gain more muscle. Because currently I'm not too muscular, but not tons either. And I saw your videos like a few months ago, because I've been like a viewer now for a while. And you talked about all these benefits on that kind of diet and all that.
Oh.
And I thought it was pretty interesting. So I implemented some of it, I just started to eat, certain more things that were more oriented toward vegan, I guess. And it's helped me. Like I've eaten a few chia seeds here and there.
So chia seeds helped you? How?
Oh, the chia seeds helped me. For me, me, they make me feel energized.
Energy? Nice. Oh yeah. What'd you think of the
So
kombucha?
that. Oh, is she there?
I was asking Cathy what she thought of this special pumpkin that I gave her. Because if this if this pancake doesn't turn out, we'll just give her the kombucha to take home, which is a steamed vegetable. And you got millet too, but the millet I might keep for Sir Doyle, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I have some.
Sorry,
I have
Knox.
some.
So what we'll do is we'll dehydrate the rest of this, and what you can do is you can heat it at home. It will be like a bread,
Yeah.
and you just reheat it. So you into Mike Mentzer? So you do like the low reps, high intensity?
Yeah, those kinds, yeah.
Sweet.
And, because, you know, I'm a young guy, so, like, I'm very personal and all that, so.
You very what?
You know, when I saw his whole mentality, it was just,
Okay.
I don't know, I related to it. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to be, like, stronger, too, and I want to push myself to my limits and all that.
Right.
So I've been basically, you know, seeing a bunch of different people's perspective on, see, like, oh, hey, like, his whole mentality, and I saw that yours was a bit more different, but definitely focusing more on the nutritional aspect of health. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm like, I'll stick with it.
Nice. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying to lure people in with the fitness and martial arts into a concept of nutrition.
Yeah.
You know, something that you won't really find anywhere else.
Yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, almost like, you know, going to the gym, it's not fight, it's good. But the thing that's really going to help you is the thing you put into your stomach. Food is the foundation of, like, what you are.
Yeah.
And if you eat the proper food, then you'll be better off.
Facts.
So that's interesting, you know, to hear that, like, you know, learned this from this guy's age and all that. That's what got you onto this, like, you know, lifestyle of eating this kind of food and all that. So there was a time that I used to be, like, pretty overweight. I used to eat a whole lot of, like, junk food too. And, like, I couldn't see myself not having a cheat meal at some point. So for you to do it in 10 years, that's very impressive.
What?
You gotta slice of cake, no ice cream, no nothing.
What I did do, as far as compromising my my menu, would be something like I'm doing here for Cathy. Like I haven't veered off of the Life Food Certified Ingredients list, which is on my website. So I haven't had any grains, I haven't had any dairy, no meat, nothing like that. No cashews, no beans. But I have had I have cooked meals. Technically, when you cook food, it destroys nutrition, destroys the nutrition of it. So it's like eating ash.
Breaking it down.
Huh?
Oh, because it's breaking it down. Sorry. No.
Yeah. No, I was just listening to what you said. Yeah, it destroys the nutrition because it changes the 3D shape. It's called denaturing. And it comes to be more acidic, yada yada. Cathy, do you get acid reflux too? Oh, she's in the back. Never mind. Never mind.
Have you ever gotten acid reflux?
Yeah.
Masturbate?
Yeah.
Do you get it as bad, or how's your experience with that?
Did I get it bad? I got it the other day from, I think it was roasted pistachios.
Oh. Oh, there's that other example, because you cooked it.
Yeah, because it was cooked. I didn't cook it, but yeah. Yep.
Cooking, does Sir Doyle also cook as well?
Sir Doyle, he, I'm not sure what he does, because I don't see him all the time.
Oh. I was under the impression that you guys were roommates, actually.
Yeah. A lot of people ask that. If we're roommates, if we're gay, if we're on meth.
What? Nah. You guys don't give me that vibe. You guys are more of homeboys, I'd say.
Yeah.
People mainly say that as a way to joke, or, you know, that's, like, you know, as a joke or something.
Right. Cool.
No, but I was
I'm trying to
you
get
guys,
triggered.
like, just roommates, so I'm surprised that Sir Doyle had a place in his home.
Yeah, he wants to move in. I told him, you know, you can crash on my couch. I got an extra bed here, but he's scared my dad will throw him out on the street.
Why? Does your dad not like Sir Doyle?
Yeah.
Or,
Well, he doesn't like anybody, but he doesn't even like me. He said he's kicking me out in the spring after my 45th birthday. So I gotta
do you
figure
have any
something
idea
out.
why your dad would do that?
What's that?
Do you have any idea of why your dad's kicking you out?
Yeah,
Explain
of course. It's because I'm a 45-year-old bum.
Oh, don't say that. I mean, you've got a lot going for you. You're definitely helping out people with your like, you know, food advice and all that, and maybe training and all that, and your motivational speaking. Because, you know, you're at age 45 and you're in a tough spot, yeah, but you keep pushing forward, and I find that as inspiration.
Well, you're not my dad.
Nah, I'm way too young to be your dad. If anything, I feel like you would be like, yeah, I'd say that you're probably old enough to be my father, actually.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, you know, neither of us make the ultimate decision.
True. I mean, I'm struggling too as well. I mean, I don't have a job, and I'm
But you're
a
young.
freeloader. Well, not a freeloader, but well, yeah, I am one because my mom is supporting me right now.
You're young, bro.
True, but even still, I feel like I should be doing something. So that's why I go to the gym, because I'm like, well, I know that I'm useless. Well, I tell myself this. I tell myself that I'm useless. But in order for me to make myself useful, I might as well go to the gym and show my mom that, hey, at least I'm doing something. At least I'm trying to live a healthy lifestyle.
Well, I heard that fitness is actually equal to nutrition. Or it's up there, you know. It might not be, because you know, you do see athletes dying young, so it's not going to replace it. But I heard that just working out by itself will save your life.
Yeah. It helps me. I need
Yeah.
both.
Well, a lot of the reasons why a lot of young, like, athletes tend to die is either because of bad choices or because of the effects of the. Also, when it looks like, oh, but then you know me. That was one of my family members.
Oh shoot! I almost forgot
The
about
reason
this.
why they die young is because they make dumb decisions, and or they take E or all these other testosterone or steroid enhancers, and it gets to them later on in life.
Oh.
And it's pathetic to see.
Smells like pancakes. Yeah, It's sad to watch people age or die.
Aging is a natural part of life, though.
All right.
It's a blessing to be able to live that long.
All right.
Because I'm pretty sure you know, like, a few people here and there that, didn't make it to where you are now at age 45.
Okay.
Idiot, I was so close on passing this mission. What the hell? What killed me? Fuck. I was literally one fucking bag away from winning.
Yo.
I hate this. God damn it. No, but yeah, like I've been unemployed for a few months now. And I'm hoping I'm gonna get a job now. I can pay well, be able to pay well for my mom and all that. And I know that I'm visiting my aunt and uncle over here in Cali, like I said earlier, like yesterday. But, with I mainly use it because I had some money left over. And, like, that's another mistake on my part is that I'm using it to, like, basically blow it out because I tell myself, well, I might as well have some fun while I waste it away or whatever. This is a bad mentality, I know. But I guess it's hard because a lot of young guys are just looking for guidance.
Mm-hmm.
What do you, what's stopping you from getting a job?
Oh, I've been trying to get a job. I've been using the app Indeed. I've been, just walking in stores, dressed up as best as I can. Because I'm not exactly, I'd say, the nicest looking guy. But, I try to dress myself casual and nice.
Nice.
Put in a bunch of, fucking applications. And not a lot of people are biting, almost no one. I've had 2 interviews. One of them was too far away for me to get to. The other, I went there, and I immediately knew they weren't going to hire me. It was a coffee place, because I look like a blue-collar worker, basically, going in there. Everyone else looked like something straight out of a Disney teen beach movie, or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're not going to hire me. I just know this for a fact. And nope, they claimed that they were going to call us, the next day, and they never called me, so I was just like, well, that sucks, I guess. It seemed like a difficult place, because I used to work in the warehouses. First big job that paid $15 an hour was at the warehouse with my dad. And that's the longest I've ever worked. I worked 7 to 8 months in that place. And I was a Wilcom employee that picked up the lumber with this other guy named William, who's Colombian. I fucking hate him. Not because he's Colombian, but because he was lazy as hell. And since I was a 18-year-old kid that was doing this, surrounded by, fucking adults and stuff that was environment, I was a bit more mean. So he took advantage of that and always handed me the heavy stuff. And then one day I had enough, and I'm over here doing a big-ass order. And he's, handing me another one. And I'm like, I am currently working on one. And this guy slams his fucking, hand next to me where the wood part was, where I was getting some stuff. And then he took out the order, and I yelled at him and I cussed him out. And honestly, the me that is now, I would probably kick his ass. But, of course, I was just an 18-year-old kid. And I was letting know that I felt my faults here and there, but I was trying my best to respect people and be positive and whatnot. But I felt like that job just sucked the soul out of me. And so I just had enough, so I stopped being and then eventually, mom's like, oh, you're gonna get fired, you gotta save that job no matter what. And I'm like, I already knew we're gonna get fired, there's no way now I'm gonna save this job. I go there, fair enough, that's what happened. And then I was jobless for 2 weeks, my cousin gave me a chance. Well, I'm not going to say that. It's just that I worked with him. And I did it with my boss, technically. It was another company. It was a pipe company, and I was basically driving around forklifts. Second months, it was pretty simple. I was getting paid 18 an hour. Good money. But I was getting paid the same. Which I was like, listen, I was getting paid 15 an hour with my other job. Yeah, I'm getting paid next to the same. This job, even though it's 18 an hour, what the fuck? Anyways, it doesn't matter. Worked there for like 3 months. Yeah, I should do 4 months, and then they fired me.
Oh.
I had a falling out with my cousin. And I'll admit, this wasn't my fault. Because I was getting sick and having all these symptoms and all that. And I definitely say the beginning of this year was the toughest of my life. And it wasn't just me. He thought I was a liability. He fired me. And I'm like, okay. They tried to do some bullshit excuse that I missed a lot of days on the days that I missed. Some of those days were vacation days, and I let you know in advance. Like, I literally told them, I was like, and those other days were medical days. I've technically missed a week of just being sick, and on top of that, only 3 excuse days. And you guys claim that you guys are just done fired me because I did 10 days. I'm like, you know what? Don't fucking ever talk to me again. Because the reason why I was mad at him is because in that job, he treated me like I was some kind of like with a fly. He was shooting me away constantly. And another thing, he's my boss. He treated everyone else good. Everyone else, his employees, everyone else good. His brother, my other cousin, Jorge, we spoke to me probably normally. Well, not when I was not Mark. He constantly looked at me like I was a burden in his eyes.
Aw.
So that's basically what treated you. And I was like, oh, fuck you, man. I don't care if we're related. You're not my family. And, you know, afterwards, and ever since then, I've been just kind of basically jobless, spending whatever money I've saved up. But that's a little backstory on me.
Got you.
What about you, man? How was your life, man?
Why am I jobless? Well, let's see if I can show this. Okay, so Cathy, the pancake didn't really come out good. We're gonna have to try to dehydrate the pancakes, and then maybe just reheat them. If you want like a hot pancake or something,
Okay.
we'll see how it comes out.
This guy likes the idea of your recipes.
Nice. So, let's see. I'm babysitting for my grappling coach, and he's opening his own gym. We were both working out of a gym, and he is opening his own gym. So he spent all his money opening to put together the gym, and so hasn't paid me. So I owe my dad last month's rent, and just turned September, so that's this month's rent. So that's the money situation. As far as my job, the grappling coach wanted me to teach his kids program when he opens the new gym. And I agreed, but the way that it works is that I'm gonna get half of the tuition for each student. So it's starting from zero. So basically, say it's, I think they said less than 150 a month. So let's just say it's $75 per student. So it has potential that I could make, let's see, I think he could fit 10 students legally because it's a small place. So that's 750 if I could fill out the class. 750 a month. Plus I could teach any amount of private lessons that I want. My day is usually starts at 6, and I'm working on a couple of books. One is for my teacher, Dr. Jubb. I'm editing that first, and then I kind of put my own book on the back burner, which my plan is to go on a book tour once it's done, a book/seminar tour to basically use the sale of each book as money to get to the next location. So each book is $100 for a book, and I do one seminar in a place, sell one book, and then use that money to get to the next place. It's kind of like a dumb idea that I just banked my life and my kids' life on, my sons, who I haven't really been a father to in 15 years, because I thought that this would be a good idea to create a rule set and a style of martial arts that's safer. And 15 years later, my kids grew up without a dad, and I'm homeless and still not convinced that I could, should, or would change my course of action. So it's just a continual downward spiral, which once I realized that it was going to take a miracle, I packed my suitcase and I put it on wheels. And I was pretty much ready to go the next day just to start walking and see what happened. Basically a tour without any money. But I didn't have the book written. So this time, hopefully by this spring when the weather warms up, I'll at least have the book to sell. And it's kind of like a Hail Mary, but it wasn't right what I did to my wife, letting her just basically die, because we came together, and she was under a doctor's supervision to go on liver medication, cholesterol medication. And I was already kind of on a journey of health because of the, like I was saying, the Nutrition in Your Mind book, and then the martial arts gave me the dedication to kind of gave me a reason to stick to a menu, because I had to make weight for fights and stuff. So I got that discipline. And so anyway, we got another book called The pH Miracle, I think it was called. And anyway, we ended up getting her somewhat healed up. She came with me when I learned about my life food teacher and Dr. Jubb, and she didn't have to. She went back. Her cholesterol was down, so she didn't have to go on those drugs or whatever. And you know, when I left Ultimate Fighting, and the money dried up. You know, I lived on maxed out all the credit cards, and we ended up fighting. And instead of just like getting another job, working 2 jobs, you know, like a real father would do, a real man would have fought for his family, protected them. So I just kind of gave up. Told her to fuck off, and then you know, she left. What was she gonna do? Stick around and be mentally, emotionally abused? Because I also has had behavior issues from fighting, and just from pre-existing, you know, mental conditions or whatever. So, you know, I was not physically abusive. I never touched her, but I was thinking bad thoughts, you know, about how I didn't want her to be around anymore, and she was, because of my behavior, she was, and also the natural food and stuff didn't come from her. So you know, I'm starting to see now that, you know, I could only lead by example. That's what I'm trying to say. Could only lead by example. So I wasn't in the best place to lead the family. I'm not blaming myself. I'm just kind of laying out the whole story for you, if you don't mind. It's a backstory. So anyway, she left, you know, and then I ended up with the house, but not being paid for. So eventually we sold it. She must have taken the same amount as me, because the real estate company that we were selling it to, they wanted to give me $5,000, but then found somebody else, because this house was underwater, meaning, you know, we owed more than it was worth. So I found another guy, and he wanted to give me $10,000. But then when I told the ex-wife, she was pissed. Like, why would she be pissed that I was getting more money? But then I realized, like, maybe she had a deal with the other people that I was going to get 5 and she was going to get 10. I don't know. I don't know her story, but anyway, I took that $10,000, and it didn't really last long. I spent a lot of money on the equipment that I had in my suitcase. So basically I have a rolling suitcase that I could pull up to any martial arts gym, and everybody would have enough equipment to do this special type of martial art that I developed or whatever. It's like almost like an Iron Man suit, and that's pretty much all I got to show for it. It seems like a good idea, but if it was such a good idea, I feel like maybe it would have picked up a little bit. People, you know, they think it's a good idea, some people, and then some people don't. But yeah, I just kind of banked my whole life on it, and I thought, like, oh, this must be, because it feels so strong to me, it feels so right, it must be from beyond me, like I'm a vessel for this mission. But I might just be crazy. I might just be like schizo.
You're not crazy. You're not crazy or schizo, because we all feel that way. We all, as humans, we feel the need to, like, belong and find our purpose in this life and give meaning to our existence. So that's not crazy at all. That's a completely normal emotion.
Yeah, but meaning, you know, meaning for people is to take care of their loved ones.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. But the thing is that with the mistakes you've done, have you done anything, like, new for your family? Reached out, kept in contact with them, or anything?
Yeah, you know, it was probably so traumatic for them. They don't want me, which I understand. It must, it's not fair to me to try to do something like that. I think would, if it's not from them, then you know what I'm saying. Like, if
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
if I think, obviously what I think is not correct, so I just try to, reach out and just try to be there. I can't really be there because like I don't have a place in their life, so I try to text them and if they need anything, I don't know, whatever I could do. Not much.
Do you think that
But-
maybe, if you were given a chance to reconnect with them, would you take it?
For sure. No, what I'm saying is that, they don't really have a place for me, that's why.
Oh, okay. And you yourself feel like you don't have a place with them either, considering your current, condition.
Well, they have a full house. They have a mother, her new husband, his kids. They got like legal sisters or whatever. They got jobs. They got friends, and it's not like they're coming home and I'm there. We don't live together, so we don't see each other in passing, and that's like they have lives, so it's selfish of me to try to interject, but I just try to be here if they need me. I don't really work right now, so
They're doing okay.
what's that?
Oh, my bad, sorry. What I meant was you're happy that they're at least in good hands.
Wouldn't say that. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the situation,
Gotcha.
That was one of the things that we fought about, me and her, was her lifestyle. As far as, she basically said, if you want us to eat a certain way, you got to provide it.
Like eating, like good eating or affordable eating, or
If I wanted them to eat a certain way, I have to provide that food, yeah. Because she's gonna, she's it was like a money thing. Like, she has a certain amount of income. We had the mortgage, and then on top of that, if she paid the mortgage, I had to buy the food. But if there's no money for all that, corners got to be cut, or things have to be weighed out, I guess. What's more important? In her eyes, it was more important to keep them in school, in the public school, so she got them vaccinated. In 2019, in New York, they abolished religious exemption, which we agreed on in the beginning. My boys, their penises are not mutilated. They were unvaxxed up until 2019. So, I'm not a teacher, so I understand why she, I guess, is educated or trained or trained, probably is the best word, trained to think that this being in school is more important than being unvaxxed. But we did have an agreement that once I was able to financially take her out of the workforce, she would homeschool the kids. So it's not like we disagreed. It wasn't like a religious argument. It was just like, I guess, a situational. It was a situation that I didn't hold up my end of the bargain, and she was just kind of forced to survive as best she can. She's not me, so she doesn't do what I do, and I'm not her. So I try not to be judgmental of anybody. But yeah, am I happy? Nah, I'm not happy about what happened. But what can I do? I just gotta try to be happy in general. But I don't know. You asked about, like, am I happy that they're in good hands? I wish I could. Wish I could go back in time. I wish I could be more involved. But it's kind of like I don't know, like dating maybe. It's kind of like dating because if you act too needy, I notice if I'm constantly trying to like connect with them, it's like the more I try, the more they don't want it. So I gotta figure out a way to be attractive where they come looking, I guess, looking for me. Sorry, are you gone? Oh, my phone died. My phone died. I was talking to nobody. Whoops. Phone is findable. How was your day? What did you get up to? Hey, Cathy, you need anything?
No, I took it and I tried that pancake with the jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like undercooked? That's why I think dehydrating it might be good, because the inside will get cooked. It's good, huh? Flavor-wise? Cool. I thought you sure said Master Luki for a second. It says Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's from the headquarters of Harley Davidson.
Nice. Oh, hold on. Master Luke, what happened with the call? Okay, I'm coming. I'm coming, Knox.
Yeah, the jelly is good.
The bilberry jelly? Nice.
I was like, let me just try it. See?
And it wasn't like undercooked in the middle?
I mean, it
A
was
little
mushy,
bit?
but
Okay. So I tell you what, with dehydrating the thing, it's not going to change the taste. All it is going to take the moisture out. So if you want, for breakfast, we could cut it up and toast it or something.
Okay.
Or even fry it in the pan. Or we can make other stuff. We still got the noodles.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it? Okay.
Yeah, just the
Yogurt, if you want to try making yogurt.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I still have lemons and stuff in the car.
Oh yeah. We could always go down the block for whatever we need. Hello? Hello? Brr. Am I in? What's going on here? Granny, reverse. No. Oof, this is why I don't plan on getting married. Partnerships are enough. Sharon, I agree with you. You sound pessimistic. My bad. My phone died.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
now I'm
I'm
on
like,
now I'm
I
on the
thought you might
PC.
have accidentally muted or something.
Now I'm on the PC.
Gotcha. You still streaming?
So, yeah, I'm still streaming. I'll probably end the stream because we got the recipe. Cathy, I thought it was a fucked up recipe, but Cathy liked it, and the way we kind of transitioned to another version of it is gonna be even better. I think it's gonna be kind of
That's good to hear.
like a my mom gets these things. It's like these circles, cornbread circles that you heat up. It's not gonna be exactly cornbread, but it might taste similar because millet is kind of has like a corn taste to it. I guess that's how I would describe it.
Gotcha.
So, what's your favorite food? Meat? What's the vegan stuff you
Yeah.
like besides chia? What's your favorite recipe?
Vegan wise,
Yeah, your favorite recipe?
probably what do you call it then? It's like bowl smoothies. Like I'm a big fan of like blueberry and raspberry and all that. I love those kinds of
Okay.
things. Especially when I have protein in it. Like I like to add whey protein to my stuff.
Okay.
And I also really love mushrooms and everything. I mean,
Yum.
try to saute them. I was a huge fan of like chicken Alfredo, but lately I've just been trying to stick more to like vegetables. I'd say best I can.
So you're like I guess they would call it meat based.
About the whole vegan thing, I eat it from time to time. Like I got my like certain weeks where I'm like, oh, I'll eat like this for a whole week, and then I go back to like meat eating because it helps me with whatever muscle I have now.
I'm saying like this guy, he used to be called the carnivore MD, but now he calls it meat based instead of carnivore because he eats meat but he also eats fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds, but it's kind of like paleo.
Okay.
But you don't eat probably like bread and stuff. Or do
Bread, yeah.
Oh, you
I
do,
eat
you do.
bread from
Oh,
time to time.
you eat anything.
Basically, yeah. I eat
Okay.
anything. And,
Oh,
But
okay.
sometimes, like I said, like during a few weeks, I'm like on a certain cycle. Like I'm in a vegan cycle. I'm a strict meat eating cycle the next week.
Interesting.
And then in the other week, it's just mainly fruits and vegetables. Then there's weeks where I'm just like, I'll just have that to myself and eat what I want, I guess.
Sharon in the chat, what can you do with bulgur wheat? You know what I could do with that? Throw it right in the trash. But what's the recipe though? What's the recipe that you're thinking of? Because I can help you translate that with other ingredients. Atkins, yeah, he didn't make it, did he? Sorry.
Nah, you good. Get it, shot and all that. Oh yeah. What are some of the weirdest things people have told you, like when you were live streaming? What are the weirdest things people have texted you?
Weirdest things people ask me live streaming.
Yes, like chatting and all that.
Let's see. Weirdest. I don't know. I mean, it's mostly the same thing all the time.
Which is
So, there's the trolls.
yeah, I got you.
There's let's see. The trolls, the trolls on purpose. There's the critical people. And let's see, I got the regulars. They like to talk to each other. I'm trying to think.
Like Mama Bear and all these other people.
Right.
Oh, like what's his name again? That dude that was arguing with Sir Doyle earlier.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name again? Laughing something or no something. Like Sir Doyle got mad at him because you texted him, oh, your cousin's a lie or something.
Yeah. Stuttering John.
Stuttering John, yeah, him. No, well,
cool.
like, I mean, as in, like, what are the weirdest things these trolls or people have said, you know, that you can remember being like, what the hell? Like, what did they say that for?
Well, because I have my phone number listed, so somebody texted me, they wanted me to help them get off of fentanyl.
Oh. Fucking fentanyl, holy shit.
Yeah, they were gonna come, and I'm crazy like that. I told them I would help them if they came here. I could act as a
fentanyl addict.
I told them.
You have a lot of trusting people, man. Personally, I would have probably just been like, no. Because you never know if, like, they're fiends or something,
Yeah, probably more naive. You give me too much credit. I'm just a dumbass.
I got you. So you're just more of that. Who gives a shit? Might as well live with it.
I just, it was like, oh shit, God sent me this person to help them.
Okay.
But they started saying things that didn't actually make sense. So I think that's like I think the fentanyl was just the tip of the iceberg.
Who would have been surprised? The person that was addicted to fentanyl starts yapping about crazy shit. No, but, that's one of the side effects, is that it makes you, like, paranoid and delusional and makes you mumble your words and just have your mind be constantly racing and all that.
Okay.
Like, one thing that I'm grateful for, that I've never been addicted to no substances.
Nice.
I definitely knew a guy in my neighborhood when I was addicted. He was addicted to, like, taking cocaine and he was, like, to crack and all that. And apparently, his name was Oscar. He kind of looks like Sid. You know Sid from Ice Age?
Yeah.
Like the sloth. He kind of looks like that. But, yeah, a few people have kind of fucked up their own lives for such young age, because he's, like, younger than me. He's, like, 19. About to turn 20. And I'm over here thinking, what the fuck is a 19-year-old fucking guy doing taking all the substances? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, Alexandra, I do have to shave again. My wait, maybe you're not talking to me. Never mind.
Oh. Yeah.
There's somebody in the chat. I don't know. I think I might end the stream, guys. What do you think? Anybody need to see anymore? You are talking to me. Oh, okay. I got a lot of pictures, Alexandra, if you want more. You don't have to screenshot. But a lot of footage too, so maybe you find some cool pictures and all that. Show me your glove design. You promise you're not gonna steal my idea? You gonna work with me on this? Hold on. You said you messaged me on Instagram? 2 messages on Instagram. Oh, we did. Okay. Hey, bud, remember to send your drawing for the concept. I'm actually interested. I'm young enough to compete again. If we need to try them out. Haha. Also, what MMA stuff you want to send me so you can keep the museum going? I'll make a cool display and tag you in it. I'll send you a video of my basement MMA mini museum later. All right, I'll draw you pictures as soon as I'll draw it right now. Whatever.
Oh, you know how to draw?
Yeah.
Oh, are you really good at drawing, or what would you rate yourself?
Rate myself? Okay. I'll give myself a 6 out of 10.
Oh, that's fair and balanced.
It's passable.
I actually draw as well. I'd probably say this is by the way, this is me stroking my own ego. 7 out of 10.
Nice.
But here's the thing: is that I can draw certain things good, but then overall, compared to other people, I'd probably be like a 5 out of 10.
I see. You got a specialty.
Yeah, I mainly draw stuff like anime and all that. Like, I know it's like, anytime I mention it, people just assume I'm like some like nerdy or overweight fucking guy. And they see me in real life and they're like, what the fuck? Because, like, you know that whole anime stuff, how people, like, think it's very nerdy and all that, which it kind of is,
Okay.
What about you?
That's all
Do you like any sort of anime shows? Like, what do you like to watch?
What do I like to watch? I like the Marvel stuff.
Oh, okay.
Alexandra Thompson. No, I wasn't being offended. I thought it was cool that I just thought maybe you want like a better quality picture. My wife, nah, she's sleeping with a Greek guy, Vijay.
Ah, he's Greek. Okay, that explains.
He's
Okay.
he's got a job in IT, and he's got like 4 screens at his computer desk, and he's got 2 daughters that are about the same age as my sons, and they're like the Brady Bunch.
Brady.
So I'm just gonna start with the thumb here, Pyro, and you need a thumb pad. You also need, obviously, the knuckles. But the knuckles is not the same as the back of the hand. So if you look at a fist and you look at a UFC glove, you have the knuckles like this. It's a curved it's a curved glove or a curved pad that everybody complains. That's why people get poked in the eye, is because that they say, it's got to be pre-curved, so they think that the glove is pulling the fingers up like this. So basically you have the impact zone is actually here. It's not here, but if you look at how the UFC glove is, or most MMA gloves, it's most of the padding is actually here. And there's just a little padding here. I'll show you, I'll prove it. UFC glove fist. This is pretty good. Now, look here, right? You can kind of see it here. This is the front. This is like this. So you're punching in like this, and what's here is this here. It's the actual fingers. And the fingers, they only come halfway down here. I know they have new gloves. You see? So now this is called the PIP joint. Pyro, this is called the PIP joint. Now, look at this. This is where all the padding is. That's actually this. The back of the hand. Most of the padding is on the part of the hand that doesn't even make contact. And the part of the hand that makes contact, there's barely any padding. It's just the little fingertip, the finger pads. And maybe a little bit of this part here. But the PIP joint, it makes contact. And I learned this on the heavy bag because I'm like, all right, I'm training for MMA, so why don't I use MMA gloves to practice? So I'm like, all right, makes sense. Start hitting the bag. I'm like, damn, I'm getting bruises and scuff marks on my PIP joint.
Excuse me.
It's called the PIP joint. So, go ahead, Knox.
Oh, no, sorry. Look, just to let you know, if you hear me, like making noises in the background, it's just me clearing my throat because of what I told you earlier.
Yep.
So, just letting you know. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, good. Oh, good. So now, if you have say you have the Pride glove. It's got long fingers. So maybe that covers a little bit more of the PIP joint. The Chuck Norris glove, it's got the fingers, and then it has an extra pad on the PIP joint. That was what I thought was the answer. But it's very thin. There's not enough padding. And it's hard to put a lot of padding because it's right on the knuckle here. So if you have a lot of padding, the finger is going to be hard to bend. And if you make a joint there, then you're going to have padding here and you're going to have padding here. But this is the actual part that makes contact. When you hit your punch, sometimes the corner of the PIP joint hits. Because it's right here. It's like this, you see? And it's a little bit like this. You don't really hit with the back of the hand. Nobody punches like that. So the major spot is from here. The front of this, it's got to come from the front of this. And it's got to come to just basically over the tip of this. And this is where you need the pad. So now people got what they would call the safety sparring glove. And this is, I'm not saying this is the answer, I'm just saying this is the most current version of a safety glove. MMA safety sparring glove. And you see everybody wearing this now.
Hmm.
You see?
Oh, quick question, Master Luke.
Go ahead.
So, have you ever fought in the UFC before? Because I heard Sir Doyle mention something about that yesterday.
Right. Yes.
Who did you fight against?
I don't think you would know anybody because it was so long ago.
Funny.
You'd have to be kind of a UFC kind of historian.
Hmm.
You know? So
Gotcha.
you can kind of see it in this picture.
Oh, wait up. Let me just quickly pause the game real quick and go into the live stream.
You can kind of see. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Or send it on Discord, actually.
I got you. Let me just snap a picture real quick. You can kind of see it down here where the PIP joint is. But then the padding, first of all, the padding is not enough here. You see? It's still got the padding mostly on the corner, which is here. I seen all the gloves. Pyro, I seen all the gloves. So mostly the padding is here. But what I'm saying is this is not the point of contact. This is. And it goes from all the way here to here. Look how the fist comes in. It doesn't come in like this. It comes in like this, flat. Okay, so now, when you punch with this glove, and this is only something that you find out through experience. And when I say experience, I'm talking about using this type of glove for training, not just for sparring. Because if you ever watch people spar in MMA, watch any of the embeddeds, watch people sparring for their fights. They don't wear headgear. They wear shin pads and they wear these gloves. And they do touch sparring. So they're not sparring hard, they're not making contact, and they're not using this glove on the heavy bag. I use MMA gloves from the heavy bag, like I said. So what I noticed with these gloves is that when you're punching on the heavy bag over and over and over again, the glove comes back on the hand. It rides up on the hand. Headgear only prevents cuts, not brain damage. That's true, Pyro. That's true. But that... You think you're training for a fight? You don't want to prevent cuts? Is that your argument? It's not worth it? Ask...
about cutting and all that, it's kind of inevitable because, you're, fighting and sparring, so it could happen.
Yeah. The headgear does prevent cuts. But, so let's go back to the gloves. Now, when you're punching with the shell glove, because if you look at where you're grabbing, it's in here. You're grabbing here down by the web of the hand. So there's nothing to hold the shell here. And as you punch, it keeps going back here. So this, say this is the glove. It ends up here, again, where the PIP joint is exposed. So you have to have something like a shell glove, but it also has to have something like a boxing glove where your fingertips are in the material. Like when you go like this, it's got material that's connected to the pads. So this is pulling. When you make a fist in something like a bag glove, old school heavy bag glove, you see something like this, right? You put your fingers in here, and when you curl your hand, it pulls your hands like this, right? And you're doing like this, and it's pulling the glove with it. And when you punch, it's not sliding back because the catch point is here. So it can never slide back. Because the catch point on these shell gloves is here, there's nothing to keep the pad anywhere past here. This is the anchor point. So as you're punching, the pad is sliding back until it catches in here. So you need something to pull, and that's fabric. So the type of gloves that I've been using is something similar to this, but this isn't made for MMA. It's close. Another thing that's close is karate point fighting gloves. Something like this. This is the closest thing, to be honest. But the thing is, they use injection molding. So this shape inside here is a solid piece of foam, and it doesn't bend. You can't do grappling in this, and I've tried. But what we could do, Pyro, is make something like this with a softer foam inside. You probably won't need as much padding if you use a softer foam. And a more flexible, we'll use a plant-based fabric, like maybe artificial leather. They make artificial leather now out of like mushroom or something. But, you know, it's kind of a futuristic concept. But the other thing is, there's right in here, there's kind of like a thumb strap that attaches to the fingers. We'll cut that out because then you could grapple better. So basically, this would be thinner. This would have a good amount of padding because that's where, like, if you break this into 3 sections, you don't need a lot of padding here because this is the fingertips. That's this part here. You put most of the padding here in front of the knuckle. That's this part here. And then you need a minimum amount of padding back here, which is the back of the hand. And then I also have a strap system, which I'll talk to you about in a further discussion. But you said you want me to look up what now? McGregor training gloves. 2-piece the foam. All right. I mean, fast. I'm trying to. This just looks like a general. Yeah, it's got the same problem, which is the anchor point is here, so it's gonna ride up. It just can't not. What is holding this? It's the PIP joint. So maybe the furthest anchor point could be the second joint in here. So maybe you could take something like the McGregor glove and add more fabric on the under part. So where the fingertips go, where the fingers go through, you need more fabric. So make it a little bit more like a fingerless glove where just the fingertips are cut off. You get what I'm saying? So a fingerless glove maybe cuts off here. But then if you took a pair of gloves and you just cut the tip off, that's basically what you would need to attach the hand to the shell. All right, if you could work with that, you get a prototype could be maybe just get a cotton work glove and sew that to the bottom of a shell glove with the fingertips cut off. So basically this part would be attached. So when I do this, it pulls the padding down further. Because look, here's McGregor. He's got his gloves, right? But what's he using to hit the bag? He's using boxing gloves. Oh, let's look up. There you go. Look what he's using to punch the heavy bag. Boxing gloves. Okay, so he's training for Mayweather there. Let's see. McGregor training. Here you go. Boxing gloves. Why is the MMA guy using boxing gloves? To hit the heavy bag. Right? You know when he spars, when he spars MMA. McGregor's most recent training. Here you go. This is a recent picture. Look. He's not even wearing his own gloves. You see that? He's wearing boxing gloves. You know, somebody like McGregor, if he could use his own gloves, he would, because he's the marketing man. His whole life is marketing, right? So, brutal training for UFC 303. I probably can't watch
How do you
this.
see that fight going down, B?
Let me see if I could just fast forward. Oh, here he is. He's using a boxing glove. So there you go. Even the guy who's got his own gloves is not using it. And I'm telling you from experience, because I did a lot of heavy bag work, and it just, MMA gloves don't have what boxing gloves have, which is the fingertips in the fabric that's pulling the padding onto the front of the knuckle. All right? And that's it.
Sorry about that. I'm
My bad.
listening.
My bad, Knox. Damn, it's 11:30. I thought I was gonna get to bed early tonight because Sir Doyle's not here. Cathy, how you doing?
Even when he's gone, his presence still lingers.
Amen.
What's up?
He's a good influence. No, I said amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
What
But
else?
speaking of Sir Doyle,
Yeah.
he thought I was like really cool. Like yesterday, he was like, oh, you should go on the show again and all this and that. Did he talk about me more after the whole stream was off or something?
Did he talk about you more? He probably did. I'm trying to remember. I'll tell him you said hi.
I tell him I said hi and that I actually showed up. He'd probably think it cool.
Definitely.
So I'm guessing you're gonna get some sleep.
I'm gonna head in. Motorcycle
okay.
gloves. Yeah, you see, look at the motorcycle gloves, how they have the knuckle, but they also have the fingertip. I think the fingertip would be the best. I think the furthest you could go back is here, because what they got is here right now, and it's not enough. You get what I'm saying though? But it's the finger doing this that's curling the pad onto here, and this is the point of contact. It's not here. I'll show you. Well, I don't have them anymore. I had an old pair of Everlast gloves, and the way that the padding was on the inside, they got flat after a while, like actually flat, and the flat part of the glove that I was always making contact in was right here. It wasn't here. It wasn't here. It was here. So sometimes when you hit, you end up with a little bit of contact here. We don't want that to be exposed. We need this to be here. All right, work with that, Pyro. Check it out. Ooh, lacrosse gloves. Ooh. People use those for martial arts training when they do the stick fighting. Yeah, it's kind of like the Wild West right now in MMA. Look, yeah, we got McGregor training it. That looks like maybe his home gym. He's on the side of the mat. He's on a mat which is right next to exercise equipment. So it's kind of like people doing this, so we're doing all these different things, but there's no unifying system to say, like, for example, if you 20, 30 years ago, you do Shotokan karate, you go to any Shotokan karate school across the world, they're doing the same program. You go to any wrestling program, they're doing the same, there's little variations, but it's basically the same thing. And it's done that way because it evolved. MMA is such a new sport that it hasn't evolved to be the most efficient as it could be. The safest and the most efficient as it could be. So as much as part of me realizes that I am making a huge mistake, another part of me is not giving up on this concept that I have, because I don't know if I can't let it go. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm hoping that when I continue to cleanse and I clean myself out completely, which I know is around the corner. I know it's right around the corner where I'm going to be completely emptied out of all the tumors and all the bullshit. I'm either going to be able to move on from this stupid idea or have the fire inside me stoked with, you know, like just have not any, I won't have any barriers to me being able to fulfill what I believe is my mission, you know, and that is to create a brand that can come over the top of all these other misplaced authorities in terms of martial arts and nutrition. It's like if you go to McDonald's, you know what you're gonna get. If you go to a Shotokan karate school, you know what you're gonna get. If you go to a Taekwondo school, you know what you're gonna get. But if you go to an MMA gym, there's no MMA governing body as far as what's being taught. There's no like agreement on what's the best thing to eat. You got a lot of people with degrees and brands, but what my plan was to use the martial arts to put me in a position of authority for performance. Like if I'm not a good fighter, because the best fighters are juiced. It's just
They're natural.
they're not natural. They're juiced to the gills, or young,
You're natural.
or super young. And as a metaphor, I don't know that a lot of people, because I certainly don't, but a lot of people, they might not feel like a champion. It's like, oh shit, I gotta go to work again. But I think a metaphor of fighting can be inspirational, because it's like when the going gets tough, you could find the inner strength. So if I'm doing MMA at 45 and beyond, not giving up and not even winning, like my system of sparring, I can participate, not win, but not have to go to the hospital, not be injured. It is a contact sport, and there's still a risk, but my stupid idea is that I'm going to be able to go across the country and the world and have these glorified sparring matches against named opponents and people who are much better than me, and I don't win. I don't get the higher score, but I'm not getting head contact. I'm not getting knocked out. I'm not getting my joints broken. I'm not getting my tendons and ligaments ripped. You know, I might get banged up a little bit, but I'm able to recover and continue to participate in the training and kind of try to transition people to a healthier lifestyle. Transition, you know, maybe one day there won't be any fighting. Maybe there'll be more of like sports where you know, not that there's not sports now, but you know, as far as martial arts go, maybe there'll be a martial arts where there's no contact at all. Maybe it's just like, I don't know, sensory based or something. I don't really know where I'm going with this. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think with AI or what's the other one? Motion capture.
Intelligence?
Motion
Oh,
capture
motion capture, yeah.
and AI. I think they can kind of like, what do you call it?
They have a virtual way of fighting?
Yeah, like graph the action.
Oh,
So it's like we're
yeah.
moving,
Can,
and as we're moving, it's going on to into an algorithm that's giving us points instead of us killing each other. It's like we're both working, even though we're working not against each other, but kind of like, I don't want to say even a dance, but you know, like a sparring match, like a wrestling match, but under a slightly different rule set where you do have punching and kicking and all the techniques, not just wrestling, but all the techniques, but in a way where
so like motion capturing on screen to show where you're fighting and where they're getting hit when the actual fighters are not actually fighting per se.
maybe in the future, yeah, but for now, there's gonna be contact, and that's why I got all this equipment to kind of like act as a visual, your target points. Anything outside the collar line.
Yes. What's the toughest fight you've like had to endure in the ring?
I had a few, cause all the times that I lost, it was basically me getting grounded and pounded.
Hmm.
So let's see, I had six losses. So 6 times 15 is 60, 90 minutes. 90 minutes
90 minutes.
of I mean, I wasn't taken down for the whole 90 minutes, but it's exaggeration. But anyway, yeah, so there was a few. There was the guy who kicked me in the nose, and they said it was bleeding like a faucet. The other guy, he broke my nose again, and almost choked me unconscious. The other guy, next guy, he elbowed me in the head, and I went blind for a second. And the second to last guy, he kind of like gave me subconcussive impacts over and over again, like playing a drum type of thing on my head, but a harder impact. And then the last guy was he broke my elbow, and then tried to break my neck. But man, they're all tough. I mean, imagine like, a grown ass man, and I never cut any weights. Everybody was always bigger.
Hmm.
Bye, Rose. Message me.
What about fights that you've won, like most like impossible fights that you've won?
Well, that's the thing. You see, I believe that it's a rigged sport, MMA. They tell one guy to throw the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there was a couple of fights, when I knocked the guy out, but some of the fights, I think one of the fights I can tell, like, the guy just completely threw the fight. I don't know. The way that I won, it was a lot of times a knockout. The toughest thing that I ever succeeded in, I would say, would be the ability, like, a lot of times it's at the very last second when I make the choice of sticking to my menu, like it's so close that I could have ate something, and I just at the last second something happened, and I just stuck to my guns. I don't know. It's self-control.
Mm.
Who threw the fight? The guy's name was Mike Thatcher. It was in Ring of Combat, Pyro. He threw himself into a triangle after taking me down and not throwing any ground and pound. The guy was a beast. He was a big jacked wrestler, and he just
Was he
fell into a
like?
triangle.
Wait a second. Is Mike Thatcher like a blonde? Because I think I may know a Mike Thatcher.
I think he's from
Like,
Pennsylvania, but I don't know. Thatcher, Thacher. I wonder why. Is because Lou Neglia's Mafia. Oop, shouldn't say that. I mean, the whole fight game, you know, come on. Zuffa, you guys know the story about Zuffa, right? In the station casinos, the Fertitta brothers, Dana White. I mean, it's a corrupt sport, just like boxing. So,
Then how do you know who are the actual like good ones in the UFC, like the ones that are actually good fighters?
yeah.
Because the way you're making it seem is that like everyone there is just playing an act. Like yeah, everyone's kicking the shit out of each other, but it feels like it's just rigged. Like hey, boss this fight, we'll pay you this amount.
Yeah, they wanna build they wanna build a celebrity, you know, the guy, you ever heard of what's his name? Sean O'Malley?
Oh yeah, Sean O'Malley. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the golden boy. He's got the look. He's got the it factor.
So
Guys
they
like
always have the golden boy win a lot of the time.
yeah, they want to build the brand.
And I'm guessing Conor McGregor used to be the golden boy before.
He carried the whole country of Ireland on his back.
And then he met Khabib.
Say it again?
And then he fought Khabib.
I tell you what, bro. Khabib, he had the whole Arab world on his back.
Oh, and the Muslim community too, yeah.
Muslims stick together. But Conor, he puts asses in the seats whether he wins or loses. He knows that, you know, any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
The whole
Do you think
incident.
that's part of the reason why they're so arrogant? Like a lot of these fighters?
Well, Conor, you know, how do I put this? He drinks and does drugs.
Nice.
So
that was me being sarcastic.
that makes him less inhibited.
Ah, so he's a loudmouth and he's a rat, is what you're trying to say.
He has no qualms, and you know, it's not. I wouldn't say it's not rocket science. You know, like marketing and
Being spotlight.
yeah. But man, more power to him. I just don't agree with his choice of when he invested his money in alcohol. I don't think that was a good move for his countrymen. And
That's ironic because he's like,
ironic. For sure. Still 3,000 seats not sold for UFC Noche with O'Malley headlining. Interesting. Ireland loves alcohol, to be honest.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
what I was trying to say is that,
I got
you
you.
know, look, Irishmen really do love their fucking drinks and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that argument before. It's like parents when they say, "Oh, my child, they don't want to eat healthy. They're very picky." To
I
me,
got you.
it's like, look, you know, just don't give them the option. Why contribute? But
Yeah, you gotta show discipline to your kids.
yeah, I've failed in that regard too. You know, especially lately when I'm just like supplicating myself to my sons, just trying to. It's not the right thing. I should be more, you know, more of a father. I kind of took the role as a friend, and now I'm like the friend that they don't even want to hang out with. But I
I mean,
don't
they're
know.
still your kids, so that's gonna mean something.
We'll see.
I
We'll
mean,
see.
okay, the way I see it is this, like, I feel like is one of your plans to, like, do what you wanted to do earlier about that whole new, like, MMA nutrition thing, like, finding out, like, a new big thing like that, and then with whatever money you have, you'll probably use that as a way to connect with your kids. Now that in that time you'll be successful.
Well, yeah, make a family business. My older son is in school to become a pilot, and so I want to have a private jet that he can fly. And then my other son, he I think he would be a good like CEO because he's good with money. Anyway, here's a side view of what the glove might look like. And I also have a design for the strap where it goes through a loop and you pull it back around. It's on some gloves, but it's not just like the UFC glove. You got to hold one side and then do like that. This one you pull it in and then pull it back around. You like laces? Nah, laces aren't good because you need a second person. The strap I'm talking about, it comes around, it goes through a loop, and then you pull it back around onto Velcro. And it's just as tight as laces, and you don't need a second person. Full finger gloves, or to the very tip. You could have the very tip open, and you can have the padding start here, so you can still use your fingertips. A lot of people complain about the fingertips. So either you got to cover this. The problem if you use a separate finger is that the padding that you would need here, it would be hard to bend the finger, I think. So the padding would be small here and then start to ramp up a little bit, but then get most of the padding here and then less and less padding here. This is where you need the padding right here, but not a lot. You don't need a super amount. You need like maybe an inch. Cathy, I think she's in bed already. Interested to see what you mean. All right, I'll get a better picture. I got it somewhere. MMA has grappling, so it can't inhibit chokes and such. Yeah, that's the thing. The fist can only do, the hand can only do grappling or punching. You actually can't do both. If your hand's open, you can grapple, but you can't punch. If your fist is closed, you can punch, but you can't grapple. What I do is I just put my hands together like this, and then I hold the position. My scoring system, it doesn't have tap outs. You can tap out. It's not against the rules. You should do that for safety's sake. But you don't get more points and you don't win for tapping out. You get points for holding the position. So if I get you in a choke, I'm going to hold you like this. And if you start to get out, I'll transition to something else. But I'm not worried about getting the choke all the way in. And you can grab like this too. That's a gorilla grip. It's a lot to talk about, and I wouldn't mind it, but I definitely don't want to get into bed past midnight, and it's 1:45.
Yeah.
Knox, if you don't mind, bro, I would like to continue this conversation because you're easy to talk to. I appreciate it, man. Do you have any other questions, though, or anything?
For me?
Yeah.
I mean, not really. The only other question I really have is, how often do you stream? Like,
Every day, pretty much.
all right.
Yeah, Cathy.
I'll probably call tomorrow, depending if I don't have a busy day.
All right. Yeah. Cathy's gonna be here in the morning. We might work out. We don't really have that many recipes to make, but I'll jump on at some point for sure. You're in Cali, so probably the later is better.
Yeah.
All right. So
But,
I'll hit you up on Discord.
yeah. Oh, also, one more question.
Mhm.
How often do your viewers like get on Discord, or is that something you should like? Would you like to promote?
Yeah,
You know,
guys,
like
go to
having your
Discord.
viewers get on Discord.
Click on my profile and go to Discord if you want to be on the show.
Yeah, like on the let them know they can get on and speak and all that. And I guess like you can get yourself like a moderator. Like if you want, I could be your moderator if you'd like or something.
All right, we'll see how many people we get. So far, it's just me and you, so
Yeah.
you don't need to moderate me. I'll be on my
Not
best.
you.
I'll be on my best
Yeah,
behavior. I
people.
promise.
Alright. Well,
Don't ban
thank
me.
you so much for having me.
Don't
I
put me.
appreciate the advice you've given.
Don't ban me and
Thank you for having me.
don't put me in timeout.
Wait, what's up?
I said don't ban me and don't put me in timeout, Knox, since you're the moderator.
Now you're the mean guy. Why would I do that?
Thank you, bro. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Of course.
Have a great night.
Man. Take care.